wears shoes that restrict how our feet and toes are meant to naturally move. If you're someone who is getting a bunion, has pain in the arch of the foot, multiple ankle sprains, shin splints, or you're someone who's on your feet a lot, this is for you. Come back to this video a few times a week and work on improving your control over these movements, improve mobility, and get your foot to function how it's meant to. I call this TOEGA, which is short for toe yoga. This is meant to help you gain control of the muscles and joints of our feet, ankles, and lower legs so they can function as intended. We are going to start out doing a few movements, so you can do this sitting on the ground or in a chair. So first we're going to do 20 foot crunches. So we're just going to squeeze the toes, extend the toes. We'll do this about 20 times. As we're going through all these movements, you may get a cramp in the foot, and that is okay. We're working on muscles that you haven't worked on in a while, and they may fatigue very quickly. Just take a second, let the cramps subside, and get back into the next movement. As you practice more and more, the cramps will happen less and less. So next is toe spreads. We're just going to spread our toes out as wide as we can and hold it for 2 to 3 seconds, and then relax. We'll repeat this about 10 to 20 times. So this is really important because we wear a lot of shoes that restrict the ability of our toes to kind of spread out, and it can alter how our foot functions. Most notably, people that get bunions or a hammer toe of the second toe are common examples of this. So I call this next one big toe differentiation. So the big toe is going to do the opposite movement of the little toe. So the big toe is going to extend up and the little toes are going to curl down. Hold this for 1 to 2 seconds and then do the opposite. So the big toe goes down, the little ones come up. And this is a common one that'll make a lot of people cramp. And we're just going to repeat this about 10 to 20 times. So if you do get a cramp, just let it subside, let it go away, and then go back into the movement as you can. And then we're just going to dorsiflex and plantar flex the ankles. So we're going to point the toes, we're going to pull the toes towards our knees. We'll do that about 10 to 20 times. All right, and then we'll do ankle circles. We'll just do this one at a time. So we're going to make a big circle with our toes. Do that about 10 times, and we'll go the opposite direction 10 times. And then same thing on the other side. So 10 times one direction. And 10 times the other. And then we're going to do inversion and eversion. So inversion is when we're going to point our toes and the soles of our feet are going to point together, and then we're going to evert our toes. So we're going to dorsiflex and put the soles of the feet away from each other. We're just going to alternate between those two positions. Point and soles together, dorsiflex, soles away from each other. So now that we've gotten the muscles moving and working a little bit, we're going to do a few stretches and mobilizations. So first we're just going to do a plantar fascia stretch. So we're going to grab the toes, we're just going to pull them back as far as we can. We should feel a little bit of stretch on the bottom of our feet here. Don't be afraid to really pull and put some pressure here. Your toes are a lot more flexible than you might think. Alright, so next we're going to do big toe extension. So it's basically the same thing as the plantar fascia stretch, but we're just going to do the big toe. So we're just going to pull straight back. Again, might take quite a bit of pressure. If you're someone with a bunion, this is likely to be extremely limited. It might even be a little bit painful. So a bunion is where this joint of our foot kind of comes out and the toe is angled more towards the other little toes. So we've got lateral deviation of this joint and medial deviation of the toe itself. And so if you're someone that has a bunion or is starting to form a bunion, we want to pull that toe out and get it in line with this metatarsal bone here and then extend it. And same thing, we just want to hold that for 20 to 30 seconds at a time. So I swung around here so you can see this a little bit better, but we're going to do a big toe shear. So we're going to grab the ball of our foot with one hand. With the other hand, we're gonna grab the big toe. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna traction and pull on it slightly, and then we're just gonna shear back and forth through that big toe joint right there. And then we can do a shear of the arch of the foot. So where we're gonna support the arch of the foot, and then we're gonna grab the ball of the toe. We're gonna shear back and forth there too. I'm just trying to get a little bit of motion into these joints that might be a little bit stiff. And we'll repeat all this stuff on the other foot as well. So we're gonna stabilize the ball of the foot, we're gonna grab the big toe, we're gonna traction and shear back and forth. And then same thing here, we're gonna stabilize the arch of the foot, we're gonna shake the ball of the foot back and forth. And then we can do a shear of each metatarsal. So the metatarsal is the bone just above each toe. And so we're gonna grab two of those, we're just gonna shake them back and forth 10 to 20 times. So the first and second should move a decent amount. Second and third won't move a whole lot. Third and fourth will move quite a bit, and then fourth and fifth will move even more. I'll show you that on the other foot as well. We're gonna grab the first and second, shear back and forth, grab the second and third and fourth, and the fourth and fifth. Dorsiflexion of the ankle is a super important movement that we can never get enough of, so I'm going to show you several different ways we can work on ankle dorsiflexion. So from a seated position, we're simply going to grab the foot and pull it towards our knee. When we're doing this, we might feel a little bit of pinch on the front of the joint, or we might feel a little bit of stretch on the back of the ankle here. Both of those are okay. And then we'll do the same thing with the other side. So again, just grabbing the foot, pulling it towards our knee. And again, we can use quite a bit of force here. You can also do this from a lunge position. So from this position, we want to drive the knee over our foot as far as we can. Again, we want to try to keep that heel on the ground. We want to put as much weight down into that ankle joint as we can. We can come off and repeat that several times, holding it for a moment and then coming back off it. So we can do the same thing on the other side. So again, we just want to push that knee straight over the toes as far as we can and try to put as much weight down through that foot as we can. Again, we might feel a little pinch here, we might feel a little stretch here. Both of those are okay. And we'll come off and repeat that a few times. You can do an Achilles stretch from a standing position. So with 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, we want to keep that back heel on the ground. We want to shift our weight forward into the wall, and we should feel a stretch along the back of the leg here. We can just hold that for 20 to 30 seconds. We can make the stretch a little bit more intense by stepping a little bit further from the wall and shifting our weight forward. As long as we can keep our heel on the ground, that's okay. Then we'll do the same thing with the other leg. Step back, keep that back leg straight, keep that heel on the ground, and shift your weight forward. Next, I just want you to walk around barefoot for a few minutes, and as you walk, I want you to focus on a few things. When our heel strikes, it should land just in front of our hips. As we roll over onto our full foot, we should think about spreading those toes as wide as we can. As we continue to roll over and push off, I want you to think about rolling over the big toe and letting it extend behind us. So walk slow, be mindful of those things, and give that a shot. So again, we just want to land the heel just in front of our hips, Spread the toes as we roll over. Finish extending over the big toe. So let me know what you thought about today's video. Leave a comment if you have any questions or if you have any ideas for future videos. Be sure you're subscribed so that way you see all the videos as they come up. Have a good day.